Hello class, we're about to start section 1.2, adding whole numbers and perimeter. We have section A, adding whole numbers. To add whole numbers, we add the digits in the ones place, then the tens place, then the hundreds place, and so on. For example, let's add 2,236 plus 160. Now we have to line them up according to their place values, and we line them up vertically. So we have the ones place, tens place, hundred place, and thousands place. And then we add 6 plus 0 is 6, which is the sum of the ones. 3 plus 6 is 9, which is the sum of the tens. 2 plus 1 is 3, which is the sum of the hundreds. And then we bring down our 2, which is the sum of the thousands. When the sum of digits and corresponding place values is more than 9, carrying is necessary. For example, to add 19 plus 3, add the ones place digits first. Now when you look here, we did 9 plus 3, which we know is 12. So we brought down our 2, carried our 1. And then we had 1 plus 1 is 2. So our answer here is 22. Now let's try out a couple problems. We want to add here. Now we have our ones place lined up. 3 plus 6 is 9. 2 plus 5 is 7. Then we bring down our 1. So our answer here is 179. Now we go here to number 2. We have 6 plus 7, which is 13. We carry our 1. 1 plus 5 is 6, plus 8 is 14. And we carry our 1. 1 plus 4 is 5, plus 1 is 6. So our final answer is 643. Now we scroll down here. It says we need to review the following addition properties, which lets us know that adding in whatever order will give us the same result. Is the addition property of 0? You notice here we have 7 plus 0 is 7, and 0 plus 7 is 7. Now, notice that we can add any two whole numbers in any order and the sum is the same. 4 plus 5 is 9, and 5 plus 4 is 9. We call this special property of addition the commutative property of addition. Now, here's another example of the commutative property of addition. Changing the order of two add-ins does not change their sum. For example, 2 plus 3 is 5, and 3 plus 2 is 5. The 2 and the 3 are the add-ins they are talking about, and putting them in whatever order when you're adding will still give you the same answer. Now we have the associative property of addition. This deals mainly with the placing of parentheses. When there's all addition, it doesn't matter which values you put the parentheses over. So you have 2 plus the parenthesis of 3 plus 5. That's still 2 plus 8 is 10. If you shift the parentheses and you take 2 plus 3, which is 5, plus 5, it still gives you 10. Okay, now we move on to section B. It says finding the perimeter of a polygon. A polygon can be described as a flat figure formed by line segments connected at their ends, such as triangles, squares, and rectangles. The perimeter of a polygon is the distance around the polygon. To calculate the perimeter of a polygon, add all the sides. So let's take a look here. We look here at number 1. We have 13 inches, 8 inches, but we have two blank sides here. We know with a rectangle, opposite sides are equal to each other. So this side here will also be 13 inches. And this side here will also be 8 inches. Okay, now we can add up all the sides. We can go over here to the side and take 13, 8, 13, and 8. We can add all of these sides together. 3 plus 8 is 11, plus 3 is 14, plus 8 is 22. So we would carry our 2 here. 2 plus 1 is 3, plus 1 is 4. So our final answer here would be, P stands for perimeter. Perimeter is equal to 42, and we always write our units of measure, 42 inches. Okay, now, number 2. We have all the sides marked here, so we could go off to the side and add these values. We could take 5, 6, plus 9. So we have 5 plus 6, which is 11, plus 9 is 20. So your perimeter is equal to 20 centimeters. Now we scroll down here to number 3. Now number 3 is an odd looking shape, but we can still get through it. We know that these opposite sides are the same length, so both of these sides would be 9 inches. Now we look here, from this end to this end here is the same as from this end to this end here. So if this is 3 and this is 6, that's 9. So then that means that this must be 5. So we know this side is 5 inches. Now, if we look here, again, from here to here is 9 inches. So what we have here, well, actually we don't need to do that. What we have here is 2 inches, and this side is the same, so that's also 2 inches. Now remember, these values that are on the inside here is actually supposed to be on the outside, but it wasn't enough room. So now we add all these values together. We could take 14, 9, 6, 2, 5, 2, 3, 9, and that takes care of all of our numbers. So now we add them all. 4 plus 9 is 13, plus 6 is 19, plus 2 is 21, plus 5 is 26, plus 2 is 28, plus 3 is 31, plus 9 is 40. So this would be 0, and you would carry your 4. And 4 plus 1 is 5. So it would be 50, and we must write our units of measure. So it's 50 inches. And let's not forget to write P equals, because that's the perimeter. Okay, now we scroll down here to section C. It says writing a whole number in expanded form. Now the place value of a digit can be used to write a number in expanded form. The expanded form of a number shows each digit of the number with its place value. For example, 5,672 is written in expanded form as, since the 5 is in the thousands place, that'll be 5,000. The 6 is in the hundreds place, that'll be 600. The 7 is in the tens, that'll be 70. And the 2 is in the ones, so it'll be 2. So we come down here. Now, we can separate this. The 6 is in the thousands place, so that'll be 6,000. Plus, the 7 is in the hundreds place, so it'll be 700. The 8 is in the tens place, so that would be 80. And the 9 is in the ones place, so that would be 9. So that takes care of number 1. Now number 2 is going to take a little bit more room. Hopefully I have enough. But what I'm going to do is this here. I'm going to put this line here, and I'm going to start writing this number starting here. So the 2 is in the millions place. So we will have 2 million plus, this 7 is in the hundred thousands place, so it'll be 700,000 plus, this 6 is in the thousands place, so it'll be 6,000 plus, this first 4 is in the hundreds place, so it'll be 400. The second 4 is in the tens place, so that would be 40. And then the 9 is in the ones place, so it'll be plus 9. And that is your answer to number 2. Okay, now we come to D here. It says solving problems by adding. The first step in solving any word problem is to understand the problem by reading it carefully. Description of problems solved through addition may include any of these keywords or phrases. Now we have added to, plus, increased by, more than, total, and sum. And these are the examples, and these are their symbols. Now, this right here, 5 added to 7, this 6 is actually supposed to be a 5. That was a mistake. So it'll be supposed to be 7 plus 5. 0 plus 78, 12 increased by 6, 11 more than 25, the total of 8 and 1, and a sum of 4 and 133. Okay, write the expression and solve. Georgia produces 70 million pounds of Freestone peaches per year. The second largest U.S. producer of peaches, South Carolina, produces 50 million more Freestone peaches than Georgia. How much does South Carolina produce? So, since we know it's more than, what we would do is we would take how much Georgia produces, which is 70 million, and we would add 50 million. Now we know 70 plus 50 is 120, so it'd be 120 million. Now, if we were to write this out, it would be 120, 000, 000. So it'd be 120 million peaches. Okay, now it says here, use the graph below to answer the following questions. Now the graph we're dealing with is the number of endangered species, which we have here. Now it says which country shown has the least number of endangered species. So we look here at this bar chart, and we notice the lowest one has the less amount of endangered species, because this is the number of endangered species, and this is the country. So is Australia. So our answer for number 2 is Australia. Now it says find the total number of endangered species for Brazil, Mexico, and Indonesia. So we look here. Brazil is 73. Let me see. Indonesia is 146. Let me start with that. Indonesia is 146. I think Brazil is the next highest, which is 73, and Mexico is 72. And we add all of these together. 6 and 3 is 9, plus 2 is 11. We carry our 1. 1 plus 4 is 5, plus 7 is 12, plus 7 is 19. Carry your 1. 1 plus 1 is 2. So it's 291. Well, let's make sure. Okay, so it's the exact number. It's 291. And that is your final answer.